My fellow Amberlanders, this is your humble servant, Edwin Foncha. I greet you all. I rarely come on camera to speak to you people, but whenever I do, know something is at stake that could potentially destroy our revolution. We have intercepted intelligence of a master plan cooked up by La République du Cameroon 3 months ago to destroy the revolution in this 2019 coming, and I want to expose them and keep all Ambazonians on alert. This master plan started unraveling a couple of weeks ago, but unfortunately, we did not pick on it until recently. As days go by, I will be revealing and exposing the implementation process of the plan. But first, let me dissect what the master plan is all about, so that you will know it when you see it. During and after the UN Security Council meeting, the USA and the UK have been mounting enormous pressure on Cameroon to end the revolution because it threatens their business interests within the current entity Cameroon. Remember, ExxonMobil, a US-based company, and most recently, New Age Energy, a UK-based company, have all signed lucrative oil deals with La République du Cameroon, and our current quest and determination for a free homeland is putting all these deals into jeopardy. These countries have all pressured Cameroon to call for an all and inclusive dialogue without preconditions, which Cameroon has reluctantly accepted and has given them up until March of 2019 to make that call. Cameroon 3 months ago made an assessment and determined that the entity that is actually having the independence cause for Ambazonia going is none other than the AGC and the ADF. The AGC and the ADF are the entities that will succumb to nothing but independence. It is either independence or independence. Consequently, Cameroon designed a plan to eliminate the strong AGC and ADF and then prop up and dialogue with some weak members within the IG on terms of a one and united Cameroon, not no federation, God forbid. No offense to my IG people, because not everyone within the IG is weak. So the plan is simple. Destroy and completely decimate all tough and pro-independence voices in the revolution, while at the same time prop up and project weak leaders that they have signed deals with in the IG for a one and united Cameroon. If you doubt me, check the recent outing of Ellis Smith, an unrepentant federalist causing up and praising the IG. If your enemy says you are doing something right, immediately change your course of action. You are failing. A federalist praising a pro-independence movement is not something that we can celebrate. It is failure in the making. This is the same strategy France used against tough people like Tumaza, Robert Umyobe, and others, and projected weak Ahijo to become their favorite. Why? Because France knew Umyobe and Ernest Wandi will never accept their colonial accord. They needed a weak Ahijo, so they raised the people against Umyobe and Ernest Wandi, branded them as maquisards, troublemakers, then struck a deal with Ahijo. To eliminate the Ambazonian Governing Council and the Ambazonian Defense Forces, the following steps were adopted in the master plan. Step number 1, intensify the elimination of the ADF fighters and other true ground zero fighters. The killing of General Ivor was a priority in this step, and that has been achieved. May his soul rest in peace. ADF fighters will also be framed through provocateurs on social media using writings and audios as kidnappers, ransom takers, arsonists, extortionists, with the sole purpose of causing the Ambazonia people to to hate the ADF and consequently to defund the ADF and the AGC. ADF and ADF camps within the territory will equally be identified and eliminated by La République du Cameroon. Step number 2, a complete decimation of the AGC. This will be done through intensified social media blackmail attacks on the person and character of the leader of the AGC, Dr. Chuayaba Lucas, with the intention of alienating the population from him. In this process, and especially when Cameroon feels that the hatred is beginning to stick, Cameroon and its agents provocateurs will physically eliminate, they will physically kill Dr. Chuayaba Lucas. The recent messages circulating, framing Ayaba Cho in all kinds of nonsense, are just preparing the stage for this to happen. To further alienate the population from the ADF and the AGC, Cameroon will use its agents provocateurs to spread the narrative that the ADF and the AGC had been bribed to work with Cameroon to kill the revolution. And the good entity they should run to for independence should be the interim government. Step number 3, media publications both within Cameroon and outside of Cameroon will be used to incite hatred against ADF fighters, Dr. Cho Ayaba, and the AGC. Francophone newspapers will be paid and others coerced to make publications blackmailing the ADF and the AGC. Some Anglophone newspapers will equally be forced to make such publications or they lose their licenses to operate within Cameroon. International newspapers and media houses in France and in some other countries will be used for the same purpose, with huge sums of money La République has already paid to lobby firms. Step number 4, government officials in Cameroon, as a part of this plan, will at some point make statements suggesting that they have actually met with the ADF and AGC leadership, and this leadership is working for them. Step number 5, a meeting will be set up by the Cameroon government to meet with the leadership of the AGC. The AGC leadership will meet with these persons thinking they are Ambazonians of goodwill who want to support the struggle, who will turn out to be spies for La République. Pictures will be taken at these meetings, and Cameroon will use these pictures in newspaper publications to further the narrative of having met with AGC and ADF officials. A perfect example of this already happened with Ayaba Cho in London. We all know what happened. Step number 6, in the process, Cameroon will intentionally, with knowledge of their agents planted within the IG and ignorant to some others, project the IG and ASC as legitimate representatives and fighters for Ambazonia. Those in the ASC who do not toe the line for the political IG will be pushed aside, and fighters who resist innocently will be targeted and eliminated to ensure once IG dialogues and agrees on a one and united Cameroon, there will be no voice to resist them. God forbid. Once the AGC and the ADF have been battered and decimated, and the IG and rogue members within the ASC have been enthroned, promoted, and asserted, an all-inclusive dialogue shall be called, where the only outcome, unfortunately, will be a one and indivisible Cameroon. And Sisiku and Co. in jail will be used as bargaining chips to attain this. The fact that some activists go out there and sing the names of Ayaba, the AGC, the ADF, Akwanga, Soka there for hours, like they are rehearsing for an American Idol contest, is no coincidence. It is a well-calculated plan by the Master La République du Cameroun. They want Ambazonians to hate these tough negotiators in favor of those hand-picked leaders who knows no difference between yes and we. We are the never-again generation Ambazonians. Let's stay woke. Thank you, and Happy New Year 2019. Bye.